dear students, good morning to Vidyalayam online classes. It's me Al Kumar, your social science teacher. Today we can discuss the remaining portions of our last chapter. That is wildlife and natural vegetations and wildlife. The last module we discuss mainly about the vegetations, type of vegetations. Tropical working forest, tropical deciduous forest, mountain forest, the mangrove forest, thorny and bushes. So that area we discussed deeply in the last module. So today we can discuss about the wildlife. Wildlife in India. We already discussed that India is one of the land of wildlife. Rich varieties of wildlife having India. That we discussed in the last module. So we can discuss one by one the most important wildlife resources. One of these special species that is called Kiang. There is a Tibetan wild ass. The Tibetan wild ass found mainly in the Himalayan parts. And this Himalayan area, we can see the yak, then wild ox, Tibetan antelopes, and wild sheep. All these species are common in our Himalayan region. The Kiang is one of the Tibetan wild ass. Then Himalayan part, other species are the yak, wild ox, Tibetan antelope, and antelopes and wild sheep. Our national one of the animal that is called Bengal Royal Tiger. The Bengal Royal Tiger is found mainly in the mangrove tree area, especially the Sundarban Delta region, and Gir forest in our Gujarat. That is very famous for the Asiatic lion. Gir forest in our Gujarat, that is very famous for the Asiatic lion. Gir forest in our Gujarat is very famous for the Asiatic lion and their area. And elephant, one of the our national heritage animal. The elephant we can see mainly in the forest of the Assam region. Apart from the Assam region, it is common in our Kerala and Karnataka. So once again, the Kiang, a Tibetan wild ass found in Himalayan region. Himalayan area, other species are the yak, wild ox, Tibetan antelopes, and wild sheep. Our national animal, the Bengal Royal Tiger, found in the Sundarban Delta and especially the mangrove tree region, mangrove forest region. And here the Gir forest in Gujarat, that is very famous for the Asiatic lion. And elephant, that is very famous in our forest in Assam region, then Kerala and Karnataka. Then why we need conserve the wildlife resources in our India? The first one, need of conservation of our wildlife. The wildlife are maintaining the ecological balance of our environment. Our wildlife maintaining the ecological balance in our environment. Then lichens, that is also improve the important role in our soil formation. So lichens are mainly an important role to the soil formation. And the third one, wildlife also provide us a dropped power. Some of the wildlife have a special power for what they already denoting the symptom of the our one dropped. So and ethics. So our wildlife also provide us the dropped power. Then transportation facilities. Some of the wildlife also providing. Then meat and eggs. They are also providing by this wildlife into our human being. And fish is also one of the most important nutritive foods. So very Indians are they're buying the fishes in every day. Most of them are. That means the fish is one of the inevitable food items in our daily life. The next one, the insect. They're helping the pollinations of the crops and fruits trees. Pollination process that is mainly easier to made easier by the our insect. And earthworms. Earthworms also mainly have the a soil porous. They make soil the porous one and increase the fertility also. So that's about the need of the conservation of our wildlife. First one, it maintaining the ecological balance. Second one, lichens have an important role in the soil formation. Then it provide us the drop to power. Then transportation facilities, meat and eggs. Then especially the fish, one of also providing nutritive food for our human beings. Then insect also help for the pollinations of the our crops. Then fruits and trees, and earthworms also soil made porous and make it is fertile one. So that's about the wildlife and the need of conservation. Then it's very simple and easiest one. And the next one, endangered problem. In India, most of the animals are facing the endangered issues. വംശനാശ ഭീഷണി അവരുടെ എണ്ണം കുറഞ്ഞു വന്ന് വരാൻ അതിനുള്ള കാരണങ്ങൾ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ നമുക്കിതിൽ പഠിക്കണം. First one connecting with the plants. Plants, how it endangered, or it is going to decrease their number, lower their number, because of the clearing of the forest by human beings, greedy human beings, mainly for industrial expansion, urban development, construction of the roads and dams, and agricultural expansion, and some of the area nearby the forest, people also collecting the woods for firewoods. So are this reason why plants are facing the endangered issues? So first problem is that clearing of the forest to wide scale. That is why the plants are destroying very widely. This clearing of forest mainly for expanding industry, then urban development, construction of the roads, dams, and agricultural expansion. And firewood collections also led to the what? Our decline of the plants in our India. The second one in the case of the animals, how these animals are endangered. First one, clearing of the forest led to the destructions of their commonly the natural habitat. So that led to the endangered issues of the some of the animals. Then hunting by the greedy people and poaching by the men. And killing animal mainly for taking fur, skin, medicinal and some purposes. We are killing the animal recklessly and brutally. And it led to the decrease of their number in our nature. And some of the area chemical and industrial wastes also affecting the aquatic life in our India. Chemical and industrial wastes also affect the aquatic life now in India. So that's about the most important issues. So next one, animals. Animal how they're facing the endangered because of the clearing of forest for different purposes. Hunting and poaching by man. Killing animal for taking the fur, skin, medicinal purposes. And next one, chemical and industrial wastes also affecting the aquatic life and the survival. Then we can discuss the national bird or peacock, how they facing the endangered issues. What are the problem they facing in our nature with our human interactions. First one, poaching by and hunting by human beings against peacock for taking the feather and flesh. So large scale peacocks also limited the number because of the poaching and hunting for taking their feathers and the flesh. The next one, pesticides and fertilizers. They also contaminated their foods. So this is why it is facing the some endangered issues. And the fats of the peacocks are taken for the medicinal value. It is not scientifically proved one. Even though it is not scientifically proved one, many of the region or peacocks are hunting mainly for taking their fat. So these are the reason why our national bird peacock facing the one endangered issues. ഇവിടെ ഇത് പഠിക്കാനുള്ള പീക്കോക്ക് അപ്പോൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് വംശനാശ ഭീഷണി ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എൻഡേഞ്ചേർഡ് ഇഷ്യൂസ്. ഇവിടെ ഒന്ന് പൗച്ചിങ് ആൻഡ് ഹണ്ടിങ്, അവിടെ എന്താ വൻതോതിലുള്ള വേട്ടയാടലും പ്രശ്നങ്ങളും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ പെസ്റ്റിസൈഡ്സ് ഫെർട്ടിലൈസേഴ്സ് വൻതോതിൽ കൃഷിയിടങ്ങൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ഭാഗമായിട്ട് കൃഷിയിടങ്ങളിലെ കീടാണുക്കളെയും മറ്റും കൊത്തി തിന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ഈ ഒരു പീക്കോക്കിന് അവരുടെ ഭക്ഷണ വസ്തുക്കൾ എന്താണ് മലിനീകരിക്കപ്പെട്ടാണ്, രാസവളങ്ങളുടെ കണ്ടന്റ് വരാണ്, അതവരുടെ നാശത്തിന് കാരണമായിട്ട് മാറും. രണ്ട്, പലപ്പോഴും പീക്കോക്കിന്റെ ഫാറ്റ് കൊഴുപ്പെല്ലാം എടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് എണ്ണയും മറ്റും കാര്യങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടാക്കാറുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ മെഡിസിനൽ വാല്യൂ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഒരുപാട് ആൾക്കാർ പീക്കോക്കിനെ കൊല്ലാറുണ്ട്. അത് സയന്റിഫിക്കലി പ്രൂവ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പോലും ആൾക്കാർ ഇത് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. So that's about this endangered problems and the what our national bird peacock, how they facing the extinction issues. Okay, so these are all about this area. In our chapter, the next area, there is Wildlife Protection Act. It is passed in the year 1972, mainly for protecting the wildlife species in our India. Indian government enacting or passing the Wildlife Protection Act in the year 1972. It is mainly for protecting our wildlife resources in our India. Under this one, protection of the plants and animal species. It is aimed at protection of the plants and animal species. Our Wildlife Protection Act aims to protect the plants and animal species in our India. And it have a provision of the what penalties in the case of violation. If anyone is violating the rules and regulations of the and provisions of the Wildlife Protection Act, it would have a provision for the what penalties to take the case of violation. And third one, protected animals are 4 in 1 under the Wildlife Protection Act. Most important protected animal. First one, lion, tiger, one-horned rhinoceros, and great Indian bustard. These are the most important 4 animals that is under the list of the Wildlife Protection Act, protected animals. First one, lion, tiger, one-horned rhinoceros, and great Indian bustard. That's about the Wildlife Protection Act. Once again, Now, India in the year 1972, Wildlife Protection Act was passed. Under this one, it aimed to protect the animals and wildlife species now in the and plant species. And second one, to have a provisions of the penalties if anyone is violating the rules. And third one, protecting animals under this one is called for one lion, tiger, one horned rhinoceros and great in the western. The next one, role of community and government hand in hand to protect the our wildlife resources. ഇവിടെ ഗവൺമെന്റുകളും വിവിധ കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റികളും ട്രൈബൽ കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റികളും വില്ലേജ് കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റികളും ഒരുമിച്ച് നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് അവർ എന്തെല്ലാം കാര്യങ്ങൾ പ്രൊട്ടക്ഷന് വേണ്ടി ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് കൂടെ പഠിക്കാറ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് സരിസ്ക ടൈഗർ റിസർവ്സ് ഇൻ രാജസ്ഥാൻ വില്ലേജസ് ആർ ഫൗട്ട് അഗൈൻസ്റ്റ് മൈനിങ് വിത്ത് അവർ ഗവൺമെന്റ്. Our Sariska tiger reserves in Rajasthan, villages and government hand in hand fought against mining happening in that region. And second example, inhabitants of the 5 villages of the Alwar districts of Rajasthan. Inhabitants of the 5 villages of the Alwar districts of Rajasthan declared almost 1,200 hectares of forest as the Bhairav Dev sanctuary and declared their rules and regulations there against the hunting. ഇവിടെ നമ്മുടെ ഇൻഹാബിറ്റൻസ് ഓഫ് 5 വില്ലേജസ് ഇൻ ദി ആൾവാർ ഡിസ്ട്രിക്ട്സ് ഓഫ് രാജസ്ഥാൻ. രാജസ്ഥാനിലെ ആൾവാർ ജില്ലയിൽ 5 വില്ലേജുകൾ അവിടെ താമസക്കാർ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു, ഏകദേശം ഒരു 1200 ഹെക്ടർ ഭൂമി എന്ത് ചെയ്തു, പിന്നെ പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും ബൈറാദവ് ഡാക്കോ സാങ്ച്വറിയുടെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് ഡിക്ലെയർ ചെയ്തു. അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് അവരെന്ത് ചെയ്തു, ആ മേഖലകളിൽ അവരുടെ ചില നിയമങ്ങൾ നിയമാവലികൾ കൊണ്ടുവന്നു. എഗെയിൻസ്റ്റ് ഹണ്ടിങ്ങിനെതിരെയാണ് ആ മേഖലകളിൽ നിയമങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടുവന്നത്. And second one, the Bishnoi villages of the Rajasthan, Black Buck and Nilgai and Peacock is protected. The peoples are initiated by these villages of the world. Our Bishnoi villages in Rajasthan. നമ്മുടെ രാജസ്ഥാനിലെ ബിഷ്ണോയ് വില്ലേജിൽ പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും ജനങ്ങൾ ഒരുമിച്ച് കൊണ്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്തു, വിവിധ സ്പീഷീസിനെ പ്രൊട്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ തീരുമാനിക്കുകയാണ്. ആ സ്പീഷീസ് ആണ് ഒന്ന് ബ്ലാക്ക് ബക്ക്, ദ നീൽഗൈ ആൻഡ് പീകോക്ക്. ഇവയ്ക്ക് പ്രൊട്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും ബിഷ്ണോയ് വില്ലേജിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു, ഒരുമിച്ച് ഇരിക്കുകയാണ്. പിന്നെ അതിൽ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഹൗ ദി കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ആർ ഹാൻഡ് ഇൻ ഹാൻഡ് വർക്ക് വിത്ത് ഗവൺമെന്റ് അഗെയിൻസ്റ്റ് ദി ഹണ്ടിങ് ആൻഡ് അഗെയിൻസ്റ്റ് ദി പ്രൊട്ടക്ഷൻ അഗെയിൻസ്റ്റ് ദി വൈൽഡ് ലൈഫ് ഡിസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ ആൻഡ് ഫോർ ദി പ്രൊട്ടക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് ദി വൈൽഡ് ലൈഫ് സ്പീഷീസ്. And next one we can discuss factors that cost for the loss of animals in our environment. First one, the range of developmental activities that is increasing day by day. These developmental activities led to the loss of animal species in our world and India. Second one, large scale industrialization. Third one, agricultural expansion. We are clearing the wildlife area in wild level. So the developmental activities, industrializations and agricultural expansion led to the decline of the animals and their forest region. For example, we can hear the Buxa tiger reserves in West Bengal. As a result of the dolomite mining, a lot of the animals are also facing the endangered issues. Buxa tiger reserves in West Bengal, that because of the dolomite mining, a lot of species are facing endangered list. And Asiatic cheetah is as extincted in our India, almost their number. Rough number that is extincted because of the loss of their prey and mainly the other living surroundings they're losing by India because of the mainly the deforestation. And next one, hunting and poaching and pollution that led to the loss of animals in India. Hunting, poaching and pollution that also led for the loss of animals in India. So once again, developmental activities, industrialization, agricultural expansion led to the loss of animals in India. Then Buxa tiger reserves in West Bengal because of dolomite mining. The species are facing a lot of problem. Asiatic cheetah is extincted because of the loss of prey and their living surroundings because of the deforestation. Then hunting, poaching and pollution led to the decline of the number of the animals in India. Then we can discuss next one, how government steps to protect the species in India. Which are the government steps are initiating for protecting the wildlife resources in India. So government for the protection of the wildlife and plant species in India, almost 18 biosphere reserves are setting. Now government that setting the 18 biosphere reserves in India in different parts of India. Just example, we can say here the Sundarban Bioreserve Center or Biosphere Reserves in Bengal, Nanda Devi, Uttarakhand. The second one, financial and technical assistance given by the government when it was starting the botanical garden since 1992. Financial assistance and technical assistance provided by the government, mainly for starting and running the botanical garden of India since 1992. Third one, eco-developmental project. We're starting by government, eco-developmental project. Best example, Project Tiger, Project Reno, Project Great Indian Western. Eco-developmental project starting by the government. Example, Project Tiger, Project Reno, Great Indian Western. These are the example. Then, Indian government 103 national parks and 435 wildlife sanctuaries and zoological gardens are setting by Indian government. Indian government 103 national parks, 435 wildlife sanctuaries and zoological gardens are setting by government for protection India rich flora and fauna. And Wildlife Protection Act passed by government in the 1972. These are the 5 steps taken by the government for protecting the wildlife resources in India. Once again, first one, 18 biosphere resource starting by government. Example, Sundarban biosphere in Bengal and the Devi Uttarakhand. Second one, financial and technical aids assistance given to the botanical gardens in India since 1992. The third one, eco-developmental project starting by government. Eco-developmental project starting by government. Example, Project Tiger, Project Reno, Project in Great Indian Western. Then 103 national parks setting by government and 535 wildlife sanctuaries setting by government and zoological gardens are setting. And fifth one, Indian government enacting for the protection of the wildlife species and animal Wildlife Protection Act passed in the year 1972. Then we can discuss comparison between national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. National parks, their areas are restricted area, and we need tickets for entering the national parks region. But in the wildlife sanctuaries, not open, and especially the especially general public. So this restricted area, national parks, tickets available. We can edit this one and not have a definite boundary here. And here it have not especially not restricted area. It is open to the general public and not have a definite boundary. So every people nearby the sanctuaries and they have a right to, they can collect their goods and they can travel that region. So national parks are restricted area, but wildlife sanctuaries are not restricted area. And here it was open and for general public it is opened and people near to that sanctuaries collecting the forest goods and everything and not defined boundary, but here national parks have a ticket needed for entering that one and definite territory and boundary is there for national parks. National parks and wildlife sanctuaries. National parks are restricted area. അവിടേക്ക് നമുക്ക് കടക്കുന്ന ഒരുപാട് ലിമിറ്റേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. ടിക്കറ്റ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് എൻട്രി ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിന് അവിടെയുള്ള വിഭവങ്ങളും കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം എടുക്കാനുള്ള അവകാശം ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കില്ല. വൈൽഡ് സാങ്ച്വറി അങ്ങനെയല്ല, അവിടെ റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻസ് വളരെ കുറവായിരിക്കും, എല്ലാവർക്കും ഓപ്പൺ ആയിരിക്കും ജനറൽ പബ്ലിക്കിന്. അതുപോലെ അതിനടുത്ത് താമസിക്കുന്ന ട്രൈബൽസിനും ആൾക്കാർക്ക് അവിടെ വിഭവങ്ങൾ ശേഖരിക്കാൻ അതിൽ കയറാനുള്ള അധികാരം ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. That's about these two main differences. So that's about our chapter natural vegetations and wildlife resources. So it is over. So if you have any doubt about this module and the chapter, you can ask me through WhatsApp or text message. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.